This couple has a warning for you tonight after their toddler climbed inside their front-load washing machine.
Yeah, that machine locked and started filling up with water. KAKE's Annette Lawless spoke to the parents about their frightening ordeal.
A Kansas native and her husband share their heart-stopping nightmare, and now a Facebook post that is going viral after their toddler is trapped inside of their brand new washing machine.
It was terrifying.
Lindsay and Alan MacGyver bought a new front-loading LG washer. They instructed all of their 3 young kids to stay away. But early the next morning, they awoke to terrifying screams from their young son.
He was crying so hard I couldn't understand the words he was saying. It was then that the realization hit. He had said, "Chloe, inside washer."
Alan immediately rushed downstairs to the laundry room to find 3-year-old Chloe locked inside the airtight washer as it tumbled and filled with water.
I could tell she was screaming, but the machine's airtight. I yanked on the door, I pulled so hard, I moved the machine from the wall, but it's locked, you can't get it open.
Machine accidents are more common than you might think. Consumer Reports says more than 2,000 children are seriously injured by washers each year.
Kids, if there's something to get into, they're going to try.
Lane Cummins, owner of Mr. Appliance in Park City, has serviced devices like this for years. He says there are a few things that you must do to prevent a tragedy.
Keeping them out of it, strapping the door down, putting a door on the laundry room, putting a child gate up.
Once a machine is running, it will go into a locked mode. If a kid's inside, you hit that stop button. The machine takes time to open up. Yet no matter what, he says do not unplug your washer.
On many of these machines, while it's locked, the door's not going to unlock. It's going to sit there and stay closed.
As for the MacGyvers, they are lucky. Their little one emerging, shaken with only minor scrapes and bruises, and a valuable lesson learned.
We really hope that all parents out there evaluate the dangers in their house and look at the situation and where potential dangers exist.
Consider using this story as a learning tool with your kids. Have a conversation about this with them, especially about talking about staying out of the laundry room and coming to you for help, just like the kids in this family did. Every day, about 10 people in the U.S. die from an accidental drowning, and many of these incidents can be prevented. It looks like any other summer pool party. Young people splashing in the water, parents enjoying the barbecue. But drowning can happen in just seconds and is often difficult to spot. It's happening to someone in this public pool in South Carolina. Can you spot it? There she is. Fortunately, a lifeguard finds her and makes that rescue. But it's in residential pools, where lifeguards usually are not present, that a majority of drownings take place. Safety experts say part of the reason? Distracted parents, talking on their phones, grilling, socializing, and supervising other children with no water watcher, a person with eyes on the water at all times. And that designated person should watch in 15-minute shifts so they do not lose focus.
Don't play on their cell phones, they don't talk with their friends, they actually pay attention to the children that are in the pool, and they stay within arm's reach.
Cedric County Fire Captain Bill Harold says often drowning can easily go unnoticed.
It sounds like normal play with kids, so it's really a silent killer for children, because if you're not paying attention and not watching them, they could drown in a matter of minutes.
Harold also says it's good to have a fence surrounding the pool, at least 5 feet tall, a self-latching gate, a swim buddy. Do not drink alcohol. Some research shows that alcohol contributes to half of drowning deaths. When you're on a boat at the lake, a fire extinguisher to help put out potential fires and a life jacket for everyone on board. Just be sure that it fits your kids perfectly as they grow. They'll outgrow that life jacket, and if it doesn't fit, they could be at risk for getting hurt or just not working properly.
We are just days away from the biggest celebration of the summer, 4th of July. It's packed with a lot of fun, but also some risks.
Yeah, KAKE's Annette Lawless talks to experts with 5 tips to staying safe for the holiday.
It's certainly an exciting time of year, but it can be dangerous. Nearly 12,000 people are rushed to the ER due to using fireworks, yet you can prevent many of these injuries.
Don't get me wrong, I love fireworks too, but safety is the biggest thing.
As we prepare to celebrate everything red, white, and blue, Via Christi Burn Safety Coordinator Sarah Fisher says her team is also preparing for the worst. Last year, the Burn Center saw one of its biggest years for injuries.
Hands and eyes are really big for the 4th of July. So hands are the people that are holding mortars or firecrackers in their hand and aren't able to get them out before they go off. And we get a lot of burns plus reconstructive issues.
To keep from getting hurt, she and other experts suggest these important safety tips. First off, make sure you read the instructions on the package. An adult should be the only one who goes and lights that firework. And when you do plan to actually go and light it, be sure you put it on the ground. Having a solid, sturdy surface is going to be very important so it doesn't shoot off in the wrong direction. Once you do light it, step away. A good 10 feet away will make sure that you're safe as well as the other people at your gathering. If you happen to have kids along with you, let's say in a stroller or a car seat, have an adult right there with them. Sometimes that firework will go off in the wrong direction or land on that child. They're essentially trapped in their seat, so an adult can go and help them get out of it quickly, preventing those serious burns. And then lastly, fireworks remain rather hot, and it's something that people tend to forget about. So after the fact, make sure that you put it out, having a pail of water on hand to put out that fireworks so then people don't step on it. One of the riskiest fireworks that people may overlook is sparklers. They're often thought of as kid-friendly, but Fisher says they are not. They can get dangerously hot at 2,000 degrees.
Even just one, and especially if it malfunctions, can cause an extreme burn on a kid very, very quickly.
It's also important to buy fireworks in the city that you plan to set them off in. That way you know that they are legal. Here in Wichita, the city is beefing up enforcement for this year. Violations can cost $250 per ticket.
Well, parents preparing to send their children back to the classroom, but the walk to school can be dangerous.
Yeah, KAKE's Annette Lawless speaks to a teacher inspired to make change.
Boys out here in the mornings and after school started doing this when we had a child from Nelson get hit at the crosswalk, which luckily he's doing fine.
A near tragedy inspiring Hayesville teacher and Kansas Representative Stephen Crum. In March 2014, a pickup truck ran a red light at a school crosswalk. The driver hit a 6-year-old boy who was pinned and dragged 30 feet.
Factors involved in the accident, I think, were the sun in the east, and the driver just didn't see the red light in time to stop. The child was doing everything he was supposed to be doing. He was walking with his mother, and he just had stepped off the curb when he was struck by the vehicle.
Yet, what's truly the worst? What do we need to know with crosswalk safety? Research shows crossing some places other than an intersection accounts for more than 70% of child pedestrian deaths. A majority of teen pedestrian deaths occur when it's dark out. Distracted walking is on the rise, with up to 1 in 4 teenagers walking with headphones or a phone in their hand. But Crum says drivers are guilty of this too.
It's a big concern for me, especially around corners, because they may think they're turning right, and so they think it's clear and they start to text, and the crosswalk's right there. I just encourage parents and people that are out driving to really keep an eye out for the kids.
KAKE's Annette Lawless speaks to experts with tips to keeping your family safe this time of year. Annette.
Good morning. You know, one of the biggest tips in regards to the potential severe weather today is really just going ahead and making a severe weather safety kit for your house. And here's a list of sort of things that you might want to include, some objects that might be along the way of just making sure that everyone is fully protected. Of course, you need food and water to make sure that everyone is fully prepared in regards to the storms. They say you should have a few days worth of it just to make sure that everyone's okay. A lot of water. We're talking a few gallons of water per person per day. And in addition to that, you should have your safety kit, things like first aid, medicine, anything that you need in regards to treating people should people get sick or injured. Things like cleaning wipes, trash bags, also handy to have. Also things to protect your feet, your hands, your head. Maybe even some items for the kids or people with special needs, things to entertain them, to keep them also clean and prepared for the storm. You want to make sure that everyone is fully comfortable and ready in regards to severe weather. But one thing that I thought was pretty interesting, the government, FEMA, suggesting that people go and grab their cell phones ahead of the storms. And why are they suggesting this? Well, they're suggesting it in regards to your pet. If you happen to have a pet, they suggest you go and take a selfie with it. I went and took a snapshot of me and my dog this week ahead of the storm, and this is just going to be really important in case your pet gets lost or perhaps stolen. We don't want to think about those things, but it's going to help you provide some proof of ownership should you have to do it down the line. We have a full list of other suggestions for folks, including the exact items that you'll want to have in your emergency kit. It's all up on KAKE.com. Jamel and Shane.
Okay.